So welcome to this new session. This is about the conditional statements. This chapter is very important because there is hardly any complex shell script which doesn't use if and else conditions. So uh, just like any other programming language, the if has a syntax here. We have to put a condition after if, then, and then some statements can be executed, and to close this if we have to use fi. There is another format where we can put if condition and then execute some statements, and all other cases the statements in this block will be executed, whatever is coming after the else. And one more format is there where again we can put more than one conditions to be checked using elif. So it starts with if, then statements elif condition 2, then statement 2, another elif can be added there. There is no limit to add elif, and then in the end we have to use else for all other statements. There is one more format where else might not be there, so that will be using all the if and elif conditions. So there are total 4 formats of this. So enough of theory, let's get started with the hands-on experience. So to understand how the if condition works in the shell scripts, we will modify an existing shell script which did not have the complete feature. So we created this one in one of the previous sessions, which will give a sum of two numbers when we are passing it. But if we give just one number, it's going to error out, right? So this is the place where we can use if condition. So let us see how we can make use of error if conditions. Here, before doing all the calculation and entering into the logic, we can check whether the user has passed two arguments or not. So we'll use the most basic syntax of if. There should be a space, then square bracket open, then again another space, then dollar hash. If you remember, dollar hash meant the number of arguments passed by user. Then to compare, I will use -lt space 2. So this whole is the condition which says we have to check the number of arguments are less than 2. If the number of arguments are less than 2, then we just want to report to the user that need two numbers, right? And we'll exit without doing anything. So it's a error condition, so we will exit with a non-zero number, okay? And to come out of the if statement, we have to do fi. Let's save this. Now if we do a normal sh total sh and we will pass two numbers, it works. Now if I just give one number, it says needs two numbers, and you can check the return code, that is also non-zero. So which we learned in the previous sections, that $? will return the return code of the shell script. So important thing is we were able to handle the error when the user is passing just one number. Okay, now this can be further improved. Suppose user gives 3, 4 and 5. Now user is given 3 numbers, but we are going to add only 2. So it is giving us the total of 3 plus 5. But what about this the additional number, which user might have given by mistake or by intuitive thought, but it's not going to be used. So we can still modify the script total.sh. What we can do is we can make use of elif in this condition. So first, if the number of argument is less than 2, then we can say too few numbers. Okay, that means the user has not given the required, he has given the less number of numbers required. We can put a elif condition. Elif can also take a condition, so here we'll put, there should be a space. I'll use for gt, that means greater than 2. In that case also we need to error out, so I'll use then echo too many numbers, and we'll exit with another return code which may be 2. So in the successful condition, it's anyway going to be executing these two statements, and it will exit with 0 return code. So let us see now. So now total sh, if we give just one number, it says too few numbers and the return code is 1. If I give 3 numbers which are more, it says too many numbers and the return code would be 2. And if we give appropriate number of arguments like this, total is 30 and return code should be 0. That's it. It's time for an exercise now. So we want to create a script which says hello to a user. Now using if condition, what we have to check is, if the user has given his name in the argument, then you have to say hi to that user. If user has not given his name in the argument, then we have to request user for his name and then say hi to him. So you can pause the video and try doing that. After that we will create it together. So hope you were able to do that. If not, then you can try following me. If you have stuck somewhere, let us see how this can be done. I will take we will create a new one and we'll name it say hi to .sh. So here, first thing what we'll do is we'll check if user has given any name. So just like before, we'll check the number of arguments passed. So if user has given his name, at least one argument will be there. So we'll check if the user is, the number of argument is less than 1 or not. If the number of argument is less than 1, that means we have to ask user for his name. And to read the input, we know we can use read command and variable name. So variable here is name, else condition. If the user has given his name, then we'll just assign variable name equal to $1, which would be the first argument given. Close with fi and then just say echo hi. You have to use dollar for the variable name. Just that's it. Let's try. I will not give a name. Okay. Now I will provide a name. Cool. So it is working both the conditions. So this is one of the uses of if condition. There are many uses of if condition, but it is important to know how the conditions are put in front of if. So in the next section we'll see what are different conditions which we can test. We can test the numbers, which one is greater, which one is less, are they equal. We can check files if they are empty or if the file really exists or not. We can compare strings also. So all those conditions we will learn in the next session. Thanks, folks.